Please welcome Senior Advisor to the President and American Rescue Plan Coordinator, Gene Sperling.
Hello, I'm Gene Sperling, White House Coordinator for the American Rescue Plan. I want to welcome everyone to the White House Summit on the American Rescue Plan and the workforce. We already know that the American Rescue Plan has led to a record 9 million jobs, including through jobs saved from layoffs prevented, direct payroll support, and investments in areas of small business, infrastructure, and education. Today's summit, however, is focused on the commitments that we've seen from governors, mayors, county leaders, community leaders to use the American Rescue Plan to invest in workforce development, the training, apprenticeships, credential building, recruitment, and retention that we as a country need to meet the essential in-demand jobs in both the public and private sectors, and to ensure that all Americans are empowered to find better jobs, better careers, better pay, with rights, dignity, and respect at work. The $40 billion in such workforce investments that we are announcing today is a conservative estimate. We expect the final number to be tens of billions of dollars higher. But we wanted to give a sense of what is happening in literally over 1,000 jurisdictions who have answered the president and vice president's call to invest in our workforce. So on whitehouse.gov, our website, we are highlighting 50 best practices, but we're bringing to today some of the best models that you can hear from directly from the governors, mayors, and county leaders who are leading them. Even in a 2.5-hour summit, we can only touch on a fraction of the innovative investments in workforce across this country.
In our workforce development, especially, we depend on collaborations with state and local government and county government. Employers, large and small, need to be at the table because they're the ones looking for the workers. So we're working with them. Unions, community colleges, HBCUs, workforce experts, people on the ground who understand what the local needs are needed in your communities. The President's American Rescue Plan is providing states and local governments with the resources to address workforce needs like we've never seen before. And that's a good thing, because to seize this opportunity, we need to be working collectively, collaboratively together. We need a sense of urgency at every single level of government and society. And we need to innovate and forge new partnerships. That's why the conversations that you're having today are so important. We need to hear about the successes and what's working. We need to hear about the problems and the challenges that we need to overcome and collectively work together on. We need to share best practices and scale up what's working to get people good jobs where they can thrive. That's how we'll build a workforce for the nation, what the nation needs. And we'll achieve economic justice for our people who deserve it.
From day one, President Biden and I knew that to overcome these historic economic challenges, we needed to make an historic investment in our nation's working families. We needed to build an economy that works for working people. And that is why, with your help, we fought for and passed the American Rescue Plan, which included, among many things, a $40 billion investment in workforce development. Just think about that. When we talk about an investment in workforce development, that is about a direct investment in working people in America. It's a direct investment in human capacity. And for that reason, I know we're all excited about what it means and the potential for where this will go for generations of workers in America. So today it is an honor to gather with a group of leaders who are putting ARP dollars to work in communities across our nation. Governors and mayors, city commissioners and county executives, workers and labor leaders. With your help, we are creating good-paying jobs in small towns and big cities. Jobs for nurses and doctors, jobs for steel workers, pipe fitters, and engineers. Together, we are investing in training programs and apprenticeships that give workers the skills they need to take on the jobs with better wages and better benefits. I have seen firsthand how much is possible when we collaborate across lines that relate to the direct benefit of the people of our nation. In fact,
there's so much opportunity around workforce development and getting more people into jobs and career pathways that come out of the American Rescue Plan and the infrastructure bill. This convening reinforces the breadth of that opportunity across sectors. But we also know these labor markets are localized and that what we need is a matching between local employers, community colleges, unions and training programs, and governments that are based locally and can identify and address the skills and occupational needs of their communities.
At the NACO, the National Association of Counties conference earlier this year, President Biden said, not only has infrastructure finally arrived, we can look forward to an infrastructure decade. To prepare this infrastructure decade, he urged state and localities to get ready to meet the increased workforce needs of the bipartisan infrastructure law by mobilizing American Rescue Plan funds toward not only a strong quality workforce, but a diverse workforce that can fill these well-paying infrastructure jobs. In this session, we'll highlight jurisdictions that have answered the president's call through innovative models. We are using this conference today to not only highlight some of these efforts, but to also encourage more uses of American Rescue Plan dollars in the innovative ways that you are going to hear now. So this is both highlighting and part of our call to action.
LA County, our former Secretary of Gov Ops at the state level, Yolanda Richardson, came to tour my district to look at some of the promotoras programs that she had funded during COVID to do community-based outreach. And she had an aha moment, and she shared it with me. You know, we tend to use this term hard to reach when we talk about communities who have difficulty accessing resources. She says, you know, it's unfair. Frankly, we've hardly reached them. And that helped me really understand what my charge was going to be and how I help lead my board and our county in investing disproportionately in communities who have been disproportionately harmed. And so as we talk about hardly reached communities and hardly hired populations, we are going to use and are investing $40 million of our ARP funding in workforce development with a focus on what we're calling high road training partnerships. We're expanding really kind of the definition, at least my formerly narrow-minded definition of the term infrastructure, because we're also invested in career opportunities in technology, the life sciences, healthcare, film and digital media careers, because it is Los Angeles County, because those are areas of investment that are important for this population. We've had a long history of working collaboratively with nonprofit organizations, higher learning, academia, our LA County and Orange County building trades organizations. And we're clear about what works and are using these additional dollars to invest and go above and beyond what we've done in pre-apprenticeship training programs to really figure out how we can help people kind of really permanently cross that bridge out of poverty into high income earning professions. And so we are really looking creatively and learning from what people have said why they hadn't been successful in, quite frankly, finishing apprenticeship programs in the past. We're going to expand the cohorts, so we hope to have an additional 750 people who are trained with a guaranteed permanent employment of at least 70% when they finish the program. So I am clear that our High Roads Pre-Apprenticeship Training Program is not just theory or concept or unachievable goals. It provides the lives of Angelenos with life-sustaining, life-improving skills and opportunity and support so women like Crystal and her children can thrive. That's what the American Rescue Plan dollars have done for us in LA County. I will close by saying I was talking to a member of the media a moment ago who said, you know, there are some that will argue that the American Rescue Plan dollars may have contributed to the recent numbers we just heard today in terms of the inflation rate. I said, well, that's one way of perceiving it. I happen to perceive it as an investment in the American people, an investment in people who have long been victims of high unemployment rates, victims of being houseless, victims of living in communities that were hardly reached. And so the American Rescue Plan dollars, from my perspective as a representative from local government, have given us the additional resources to fund programs that we've known for many years would work, just didn't have the opportunity to invest in them in a strategic, long-term way.